Welcome back, everybody, to Mackenzie Woodworking. So we're building a trivet today. There it is. There, it's going to be a fish one made out of cedar. Should support anything hot. It's cold January day here, so we fired up the wood stove in the shop and put on a pot of coffee. So we're about to start the project. I need the fish to be 9.5 inches wide. I figure that's a good width. And I'm drawing the height of the front portion of it and the back portion of the tail where I want the head from the tail, because I want to reverse these so that the head will lay into the tail and vice versa. So I'm just going to kind of sketch that out. I folded the paper over, folded it out, and there it is there, the cutout. So what I've done is just laid that over and cut that out, and I've made a top and a bottom mirror image, and I'll put those together, and now that will create our template for the fish, because you want the tail to be able to drape around the top of the head. So there you go, much paper. Transfer that to an 1/8 inch piece of hardboard. And this is a good project to get rid of all those golden little pieces of scrap. No, they're not scrap. They're cherished little pieces of wood. So I'm looking for something. I want it to be cedar. It doesn't have to be hardwood or maple or anything. If that's all you got, use it. But I'm looking for cedar. And I think I've spotted some up there. So I'll have to get the ladder out and grab a bunch of cedar. This is an excellent project for fence boards. So here I am, and I believe that's what these are, cut-offs of a fence. So I'm just going to run those through the sander, make sure that they're all the same height, and then cut them in half. These ended up being 3 inches wide, which is perfect, as you'll see in the rest of the video. I'll be using the top portions for the top and the bottom of the trivet. So we just cut those in half. And once we have those cut in half, we'll take them over and cut them to size. So like I said, so I'm block cutting them to 9.5 inches. I've decided that I'm going to build about 6 or 8 of these. So I forget what the number was, but so I'm cutting up a bunch of lumber, because whenever you're setting up all your jigs, if you're wanting more than one, now it's time to do it. So I put a stop block there, and what I did is I drew a picture on one of the blocks, because I want the first hole to go right through the very top of the fish, bit of a blowhole for the whale, and then I'll flip it around, because I want both holes to be in the same spot. And for this to work, if you're using a drill press, you want to make sure that that drill press is perfectly 90 degrees to your wood, and then turn it over end for end. Don't turn it sideways and do it, because then you can all the holes will be lined up right way. And as you see where the holes are, and I put on the template, I put a lineal mark down the center of it, and I can measure off that. And once I have that in place, then I'll just sketch that out on from my template onto the wood. And here I am just cutting it on a bandsaw. I'm just using a 1/4 inch blade, skip tooth blade, and I'll get these cut out. And you can see it's a lot easier to drill the hole when the blanket's square rather than trying to do it afterwards. And here's the rope I'm using. This was 5/8. I've decided to take one strand out of it, and I'll just be using 2 strands. It's a 3-stranded rope. There's the pieces there, so I've sanded them all up. I showed you the center. And because this is round food and everything, I always just use mineral oil, plain old mineral oil. And you'll notice on the cedar it goes really dark, so it may look really light when you're cutting it. And I decided as a divider, because I don't want them to stack all up tight. There's a good chance to get rid of all those wine corks that you've been saving, unless you're one of those box drinkers. So I guess you could just fold up some cardboard, cut some holes in it, and divide it up. But I drilled some holes through the center of it, and then I laid down a piece of tape and put a mark on the tape, and then I can just cut these all off the same length. What I found out too is that The first couple of ones I did, I crushed them because I drilled the hole all the way through. So on these ones, what I did is on all the corks, I stopped a 1/4 inch from the bottom, and then when I put it in the wood screw, I wasn't crushing it. So now that the pieces have dried, this is the next day, and I'm gonna put my little floats, corks, between them. As you can see, I hope all of you folks enjoy these videos. I really enjoy bringing them to you. If you have any questions or anything, please send them along. Or if you have any future projects you'd like to see done, I'm always looking for new projects to do. And I'm trying to make them not too difficult. Something for the ordinary guy or girl can do in a weekend or so. But please subscribe. We're so close to our goal, so we really need the help from all you guys out there. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's just smacking that button, and then you'll get notified when we can get another one out to you. But here we are back at the project. So we're just putting those cork spacers through, and they work great. They look fantastic on this. So if you're going to make this project, this is the way to go. And you can drill them by hand too. You don't need a fancy drill bit press. And I'm just threading them all the way through. And then when I get to the top, then I'll put the half one on top, as you can see, put a knot on it and pull it through. And then and when I get to the bottom, well, I'll make a knot on the bottom, and then I frayed the knot on the bottom so it looks like a tassel. And then I locked up the knot with some crazy glue so that it won't come apart. But there you go. You can put a nice hot cauldron on it, and cast iron pan, and it won't burn the table. Came out really good. Thank you very much. Please subscribe.